Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy Games. We are back in Genshin Impact, and today we are going to play through uh not this one right here. Imperatrix Umbrosa, Raiden Shogun's Act II story. Um Raiden Shogun's Story Quest Act 2 adventurers have recently found rifthounds attempting to destroy the root systems of the sacred sakura near Mount Yogo? Ferocious beast. Everything being destroyed. The humans fighting valiantly, just as a Raiden Shogun remembers happening during the catastrophe. Where where there is progress, there must be loss. By the time she had cut the darkness away, then she was already alone. But now I guess but now she has friends, which is the Traveler and Paimon. I've already unlocked the story thingy, and I'm already tracking it. It seems like Transient Dreams, Imperatrix Umbrosa Act II, Cleansing Light. Talk to Catherine. The Adventurers Guild in Inazuma seems to have a commission concerning the sacred sakura. So let's do this. I remember I was kind of upset about the previous Raiden Shogun story, because they set the character up to be so awesome sounding, but then the story made the character look kind of lame, and it all kind of fell flat to me. And I just kept imagining better ways that they could have done it to kind of preserve that kind of quirky side of Raiden Shogun at the same time as preserving the awesomeness that they've set up. But I don't know. It just made me kind of upset about it. And but I heard good things about this one, so let's see what we have. Hey, Catherine. Whoa.
Restaurant? That place isn't even worth mentioning.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Thank you.
Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that
The Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Rolling.
indeed, as ever. I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help?
Of course, that's what we're here for. It depends on the task and the compensation.
Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, rifthounds are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby
how dare
Mount
they.
Yogo in great numbers.
Rifthounds? On Narukami Island?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already?
I'm hazy.
For a long time, the sacred sakura has been absorbing filth from Inazuma's ley lines to maintain stability in the land.
Right, that's Kari quest line, where we there's like this. Actually, I won't say it. Wow. Do I care about spoilers? Whatever. Whatever. I won't say it.
If it were ever damaged, the filth would once again invade Inazuma, causing great catastrophe. That's why this is a rather urgent case.
I guess if you're watching these videos, maybe you don't care about spoilers since that storyline was way before. And if you're watching this storyline, then you would have experienced that quest at some point. So yeah, it's the girl who apparently is a spirit. That's a big spoiler. You're not supposed to know she's a spirit until the very end of the quest. And she's like a priestess of Narukami, and she tasks us, or the Traveler and Paimon, to cleanse the roots. And we do all these like puzzle solving and stuff, and fight a bunch of like shadow monsters. And then eventually she's like, "Oh, my job is done," and then she disappears. Except she leaves like a mask behind, which a lot of people went like, "Oh, I want to be able to keep that mask," because I don't remember. Were you able to wear it? I don't think you were able to wear it. I think that was the Ayaka quest that you were able to wear a mask, and people wanted to be able to like, leave that on permanent. But yeah, you could keep like her mask or something like that. At some point, and then you can devour it, or you can like consume it for some mora, or for some something for some reward. And a lot of people went like, oh no, I consumed it, I wanted to keep it instead. But then I remember seeing a post on the Genshin Impact subreddit where you can actually have that mask now at some point after beating this story, maybe, or maybe beating the story after this, the Yae Miko story. You can talk to one of the priestesses, I don't remember which one, and she will just like straight up give you a mask for a decoration in your Serenity pot. But yeah, I kind of went on a huge tangent there. Let's go. Let's continue.
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred Sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the rifthounds' attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them.
Ugh, I hate rifthounds.
Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available forces to eliminate the monsters.
Alright, sounds good. Where do we
The
go?
Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the rifthounds has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation.
Time to make some whelps yelp. I'll send those pooches packing.
You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where rifthound appearances have been recently reported. I hope you won't encounter too much trouble overcoming them.
Relax. We'll be back before you can say Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Oi. Let's do it. Transient Dreams started. Transients. What is that? What does that word mean?
Sakura's in danger again, huh? Who'd have thought? Keeping the sacred Sakura safe was Kazari's greatest wish, and now these mangy mutts are trying to destroy it. Time to teach him a lesson.
What? Alright. I was just waiting for Paimon's lines to finish before I do anything so I don't like accidentally cut her off. Alright, let's do this. I wonder how this leads into Raiden Shogun being part of the story. And I'm always confused, is it Ei we're hanging out with, or is it Raiden Shogun the puppet we're hanging out with, or is it a little bit of both? We're kind of hanging with them both at the same time, and we just gotta kind of know which one we're talking to. Because apparently, like, Ei is more, I don't know, Ei is like more softer.
Sacred Sakura! Stop them!
Let's get him! Whoa. Oh, I totally missed with that one. But yeah, Ei is supposed to be like kind of a softer, more refined person, whereas Raiden Shogun, the puppet, is like kind of programmed to be mean and stern and strict. And yeah, we're supposed to be able to tell the difference. It kind of reminds me of here's another spoiler for a movie if you haven't seen it, for The Prestige. Wait, is it The Prestige? Yes. So this is a really awesome movie about like magicians. And if you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, there's going to be spoilers for that movie. It turns out like Christian Bale's character is actually twins, and that's why he's able to do the teleporting man trick. And if you found out that there's two Christian Bale characters, like the two twins, you can actually rewatch the movie, trying to figure out which Christian Bale is actually in the scene at the moment. So there'll be like sections of the movie where he's talking to his wife, but then only one of the Christian Bales actually loved that wife. The other twin doesn't, and actually loves Scarlett Johansson or something like that. So you can kind of figure out, oh, that's the original twin, or that's the other twin, or whatever. I actually don't know which one's original and which one is the actual. But yeah, you can kind of rewatch the movie with the second like focus, and it makes the movie like super interesting a second time around.
No wonder the Tenryu Commission needed help. Come on, Traveler, you can take them.
Oh, this is actually kind of getting rough. The corrosion. Oh, is Raiden Shogun gonna come save us?
Torn to oblivion.
Yes! I wonder why she's here by herself.
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Yeah, so that's the thing about this too. You're supposed to kind of figure out who exactly you're interacting with, if it's the puppet Raiden Shogun, or if it's the, I don't know, the Archon of Electro of Eternity. She is Raiden Shogun, Electro Archon, A and of Makoto and A, Ball and Beelzebub of whatever. She has like so many titles. She's kind of like the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones. Is Game of Thrones still popular these days? Just has so many titles.
Oh, it's you two.
Yes, it's us two. We're your best friends.
It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryu Commission crisis.
Oh no.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
What are you doing here?
I'm making early preparations for what is to come.
Oh, okay.
Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself.
Oh.
Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred sakura by numerous rifthounds.
I wonder where the rifthounds come from. Was there like lore I missed? Because the big boss, the rifthound boss guy, kind of just appeared, and I don't remember there being any explanation as to why it appeared. And then when we went to, what was it? That one island with all the ghosts and stuff. That's kind of when they introduced the rifthounds. And they also introduced commissions, like daily commissions, where the rifthounds kind of appear on Narukami Island or some of the other islands, and we just fight them off. But I don't remember if they actually explained why the rifthounds were appearing. Maybe that's what they're trying to cover now.
I considered
Hopefully.
this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you.
But the commissions and adventurers can deal with monsters. It doesn't seem like a matter needing the Archon's attention.
If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rifthounds attacking the sacred sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma.
A great catastrophe, eh?
Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the rifthounds were always their advance guard.
How dare they?
Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts.
What? 500 years ago? ... Conraya?
So you've heard of it too.
Oh, are they suggesting that Conraya... That's when, like, Conraya got attacked too, right? Are they suggesting, like, Inazuma and Conraya got attacked at the same time? But because Conraya didn't believe in gods and didn't have an Archon, and kind of believed in their own technology and their own military prowess, they actually fell to what's going on. Whereas at least here there was a super powerful Electro Archon to kind of, and the Electro Archon's army of some like really powerful generals to kind of protect this place, so this place didn't fall? Or are they saying like because Conraya was being attacked while Inazuma is being attacked, we can kind of assume that Inazuma had nothing to do with that attack, and the people here were like dealing with something else? I don't know, let's find out.
That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one.
No, no, no. We hate them too. We hate how they corrode the people in our parties that's not even on the field, and they chip away at their health for no reason. So you need to put like a healer on your team that, instead of healing people on the field, has to have the ability to heal everyone in the party.
But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Ugh. I'm still kind of, I don't know, I kind of wish Lumine had like her own voice, where she talks about her own things, and Paimon also talks about her own things, instead of like what we have now, where Paimon says everything, and Lumine doesn't talk at all, except maybe like grunt every now and then, or nod every now and then.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together.
That sounds good, I love you, A.
From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby.
Is that blue
All
blood?
of them must be eliminated.
Let's go!
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kind of makes you feel invincible, doesn't it?
We should be able to say, but Paimon, we're uber powerful. Don't you think we're uber powerful, Paimon?
Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Conria.
Kanraiha. Unria.
Color! It's similar to the color when the sacred sakura takes damage.
What?
Let's
I don't
follow
remember
it.
that.
It should be this way.
I'm glad they reminded me of that, because I would not have put 2 and 2 together. I would have just thought, oh, that's just like blue monster blood or something. Piccolo's here. Oh wait, Piccolo had purple blood. Actually, I think Piccolo had like red blood, and then they censored it and made his blood purple or something like that. What do we have? Look for marks left behind. Why is it pointing at this thing, but I can't really interact with it? What? Am I supposed to clean it up? We'll clean it up. Clean it up. Okay, I was just gonna ignore that for now and keep going. Oh, it's just telling you where to go. Okay. Whee! All the taxpayers taking their taxes to Raiden Shogun, and she can't even like put a team together to fix all the infrastructure in the city or in this place. Ah, taxpayers' money going to waste. Did like something get dragged up this wall and like left a streak? Wait, what? This one did an update. And I like to get that beetle for some reason. Whee! I actually don't know what the beetles are for, except for upgrading Arataki Ito's talent. Wait, there's no other... Oh, there we go. Just needed to have faith that I'm going in the right direction. Oop.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
Yay!
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing?
We should taste it to see if it tastes good. Whoa. It farted at us.
What's this?
Is someone injured? How terrible.
Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
Perhaps you will find out indeed. Hey, Kitamira.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
We are friends of the Raiden Shogun.
Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you there's no escaping them.
Don't worry, we can fight.
We will defend Inazuma until our dying breath.
What exactly happened here? What monsters?
You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed in darkness. Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious, and they will devour everything in their path.
Uh-oh.
Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you. They'll devour it all.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now! There's no time left.
Oh,
The
okay,
Almighty
okay.
Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves.
The Almighty Shogun back then was I don't know if they've given us this information in game, or if I kind of just like came across it while like perusing the Genshin Impact like subreddit. But the Almighty Shogun back then was Ei's older sister or something like that. Makoto, I think that was her name. And she actually got defeated in battles, so the title, I guess, or the rank, I don't know, of Raiden Shogun or the leader of Inazuma or whatever fell to Ei instead, and she's kind of been mourning the loss of her sister for like the longest time, and it's been kind of a plot point to her story that she's trying to, like, I don't know, live up to her sister or something like that. I don't know. There's just some relation to that. And Kitsune Saigu is, like, I think related to Yae Miko as well in some way. And yeah, there was like a Kitsune, a Tengu, I don't remember what the last one, an Oni, and the Almighty Shogun. They were kind of a group of friends back in the days, and then now we have like Arataki Ito, who is the Oni. We have Kujo Sera, who is the Tengu, and we have Yae Miko, who is the Kitsune, and then of course like a Raiden Shogun, who's still the Raiden Shogun. They're kind of like the big people, but I think like there was another, I don't remember, Tengu character who's like a male character who like got defeated or something like that while fighting against Orobashi when Orobashi like left. So we got like two accounts of what happened. Orobashi was said in one account is like Orobashi like wanted to get more land for the people of Sangonomiya, so he attacked like that middle island between Sangonomiya and Narukami, which I don't remember the name at the moment. And the other account was that, which we learned recently in the Enkanomiya kind of story stuff, where we find out that Orobashi was kind of sentenced to play out this like evil lord in order to protect Sangonomiya island and Enkanomiya somehow. I don't remember exactly what it was actually, but the Orobashi was said to be like a good person and is like trying to sacrifice himself to protect whatever. So yeah, during that fight, the Makoto, and was it Makoto or was it one of them was fighting, except one of the Tengus was defeated during that battle or something. It was shown briefly in the Raiden Shogun's like introduction video with like the crazy music and the crazy animations and stuff, which was really cool. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going.
I don't know how long we can hold out for, but if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing
Don't
at all.
worry, I'm right here.
I'm here.
The Shogun?
Yeah,
You're back.
we're back.
Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But what do you mean? Shogun,
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could threaten your life.
what?
Go what?
But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere.
You might not like to hear this, but you're actually just like a spirit memory thing of this Narukami tree root thing that has been spilt, and now your memories are being played out or something like that. I don't know.
I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
Everything's not fine, Paimon. Don't you see all those dead people? Kind of sounds patronizing just to be like, everything's fine, you stupid, even though he's just gone through like this, like just seen this like horrible thing.
I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma.
Yes, let's just say, that's the case.
Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
They're at peace now.
What's wrong with him?
Is he disappearing?
He's gone.
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon feels all sad and hopeless.
And I accidentally breathed him in, because he turned into a puff of smoke.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land.
Oh, okay, so why it was a memory, why were we able to interact with it? It would more make sense if like we tried to interact with it and it was just like playing out the memory as if they don't even see that we're here. And then like, I don't know. Like it'll be more like a hologram recording than actual entity that we can interact with, right? Whatever, I guess this is how this game's like story portrays in a memory. They're like kind of sentient, half I don't know what the other word would be. Half like representative, I don't know.
The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the rifthounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense.
An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
I see the same thing happened to Dusty Ming. Dusty Ming was like this spirit. For those who don't know, I guess, is a spirit who kind of haunted Smelly Yang Xiao at the Wangshu Inn. And that's interesting that we're like, this is almost talking to us as the player. Like, remember what happened to Dusky Ming? It's also happening here, so it's not just like a nation exclusive thing. It is like how this world, like one of the rules of this world. But then like it doesn't make sense in context of talking to Raiden Shogun, since she'd be like, why are you talking about this random person that I've never heard of in my life? But I'll say it anyways, just to confuse her.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago.
He mentioned that the Shogun was absent. He mentioned that Kitsune Saigyu was absent.
Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria.
Did Kanria attack Inazuma? Like, are we supposed to think that Kanria was so like, what's the word, arrogant in their ability that they're like, oh, we're gonna actually attack nations who have like archons just to show how strong we are or something like that? Or I don't know. Like this story seems to be giving us a lot of like little bite-sized mysteries for us to like, oh, well, think about this. Just throw a little bit of like bait out there. Oh, remember this? Think about it. But we're not going to give you straight answers yet, but you can make theories and stuff if you want. But yeah, let's
The
continue.
disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Tevat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat.
Is Kitsune Saigu the same Kitsune who sealed Iroi, the Bake Danuki dude in what's that forest? That forest near the Kamisato's like estate. That Kitsu or that Tanuki thing, is that the same person who sealed that Tanuki there, or is this a different one? Because I think the Tanuki dude, Ioroi, said something about being tricked by a fox or something like that.
I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Conria?
Oh, okay, then Conraya wasn't attacking Inazuma, right? Interesting.
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart.
In your kokoro, eh?
Hey!
Is this the loss that Yai Miko mentioned?
Yes. For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now I realize I cannot fixate on the past forever.
So you're no longer stuck in the past?
When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for.
That's what being human's all about, because I'm also human and you should take my word for it. I actually don't know if Lumine is technically human, because she's like from a different world, right? She came here from a different world looking for her brother who got, like, we were trapped here or something like that, or sent here by the unknown goddess. So she might be human shaped, so, but can we actually say she's a human? Because technically Raiden Shogun here isn't a human. She is technically a puppet, and the the Electro Archon A, she's like, I don't think she's a human either. She's like some sort of being that can that has the ability to like control electro element powers without actually having a vision or something like that, because of just how powerful she is or something. Kind of like how Zhongli is like, he has ability to control Geo elemental elements just by like existing. He doesn't have like a vision either, just because he's like a dragon or something, or a Kirin, or something, a Kulin or something. I don't know. And yeah, can we actually say what that this is what being humans are about when, I don't know, as like a player of this game, we don't even know if our character that we're supposed to feel like is representing us is a human or not. Absolutely.
As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Give her a hug. Give her a hug. Paimon, give her a big hug. ...
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the sacred sakura.
Okay, that sounds good. Hey. Give me this. Oh wait, no, I actually can pick this up. I didn't remember that I actually switched my Traveler back to Electro. For some reason, I still thought she was Geo for the Lantern Rite stuff when I switched her to Geo to match the theming of the yeah. Let's continue. Do, 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 do. They just like slap some like blue on the ground. Yeah, follow that weird stain.
There are a load of rifthounds here too.
I turned into a
Leave them to
Raiden
me.
Shogun. But only Raiden Shogun. Let's see what she has. 26, almost 27,000 health. That's quite a bit. Attack is over 2,000. That's quite a bit too. That's quite a bit of defense as well. Engulfing lightning. Energy recharge. Attack increased by 28% of energy recharge over the base 100%. You can gain a maximum bonus of 80 attack, 8% attack. Gain 30% energy recharge for 12 seconds after using an elemental burst. Noblesse Oblige. 3 constellations. Everything's level 8-ish, except for the one with the constellation. Alright, let's do it. Let's fight some puppers. Wait, what? Defeat the rifthounds. What rifthounds? Oh, they're right here. Hey, boys.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Yes! That's a little short-lived. Oh, there's more. Nice. I really wish I'd be able to pull her soon. Currently, it's still the Yaimiko banner. And if I don't pull Yaimiko, luckily, and I'm building up like a pity, if I get up to that, I think I'm going to just save the pity for the Raiden Shogun banner, since I like Raiden Shogun so much more. She's just so cool. Her attacks feel really meaty and fast, too. Usually, fast attacking characters don't have meaty damage. And it's usually slow attacking characters with like the big damage, kind of like Ito. But she attacks fast and she feels like she's doing a lot of damage. I do admit some of her
Illusion shattered!
some of her abilities are too flashy, too much like animation,
Something seems wrong with A.
too much like noise, visual noise. But I don't know. I still really like the feel of her kit. I really like her character and how like she's set up. And yeah, her animations are cool. Her character design is cool. Her character personalities is cool. And yeah, everything really like fits my what I like about video games, like playing characters in a video game. Are you feeling okay?
Why would you ask that?
You look kind of sad.
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go! No?
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun!
I wonder how a seasoned shogun tastes like.
The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out
Is it the same situation as before? I'm an old man and I'm blind.
Furuyama? Is that you?
What? Get off my lawn, you whippersnappers.
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Wait, what? Is this a different time, or is this like... Oh yeah, they did say the Shogun wasn't here when it was being attacked, so... What happened? Why did the Shogun leave to fight somewhere else?
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
We can read Paimon's mind.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue.
What's a retinue?
Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest?
A guest? 2 guests. Come on, man. Kind of racist to think Paimon is not a guest, unless she's saying like Paimon is the guest and Lumine doesn't count as a human being.
I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest.
Where are we gonna sit? On the ground?
After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do?
I want to learn more about the past.
Oh, yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay.
Wait, why would it be pointless for you? You think you're like, your time is up anyway, and you're just like, oh, whatever. Just too much work. I'm just gonna let fate decide.
And now the Almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then?
How come you're not panicking?
People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer.
Dreamer.
One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end.
But whatever good things is a subjective experience, is it not? That doesn't sound like A at all. This doesn't fit the definition of eternity at all.
So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Is he like referring to his time with Makoto then? Because from what I understand, the concept of eternity only became a thing because this Raiden Shogun Ei kind of like couldn't handle that, or in her mind she didn't want to grieve the loss of all her friends and family, so she's like, oh, I gotta keep everything the same, I've gotta try to keep everything as it is right now. That's how she started her eternity. But then the way Furuyama here is explaining the Raiden Shogun he knows, has like the sentiment of like, oh, nothing lasts forever, so you should kind of like enjoy things, like enjoy the present time kind of thing. And this is kind of like helping us differentiate between all the different characters, all the different shoguns and their like mentalities and aspirations.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. Ah, what a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But
You would
I
never be able to
suppose
see it in the
doesn't
first
matter.
place.
Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time ago.
Because you're blind? Haha.
Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh?
Ayy. Ayy.
Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea. The almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea set anywhere around here.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself.
We know where to find a tea set. It has a house in it.
I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Yeah, I can turn into a puff of smoke so we can breathe you in.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
I love Screen and Sugar so much.
Well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally collect my tea set for me.
Don't worry about it, it's all
Can't
good.
decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
It's a final stroke of good fortune. Don't worry about it.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much, and it makes Paimon so sad.
Oops, did I mess it up?
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
I was saying, this is the tea set I was talking about, and I can just lay it out right now. Here, bloop. I got us the tea. Do you want to jump in? We got an entire instance in there with a lot of fun stuff. All right, no, okay. Actually, I'm gonna talk to him before I leave.
After my eyes went bad, many aspects of daily life became much more challenging. But I always wanted to be a competent tea brewer right to the end. But now, it looks like I have to rely on you.
Don't worry about it. It's all part of the game. I need to go all the way down here. Teleport. Babu 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 babu. Go to Kamisato Estate to get a tea set.
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun.
Kneel before me.
How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
We need a tea set.
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler.
Oh, she wants to chat with us. Oh my god.
Fetch the tea set at your convenience.
It makes me so happy. Commissioner Kamisato is not Ayaka, right? That's her brother Ayato, which that character has already been teased by the devs. at this point. He's like the super hot like hydro user, and people are speculating that he uses a polearm because of one of the characters in the dog tea house, Kamore tea house, was saying like how he learned like this crazy polearm martial art form that can defeat anyone, but then for whatever reason he couldn't defeat Kamisato Ayato's like polearm fighting, and then he decides to like stop being a fighter or something like that and be a tea house person. And but other people are thinking like Kamisato Ayato is gonna be a sword wielder, similar to Xingqiu. So I don't know. I think I would rather him be a polearm since we already have a sword wielder in Xingqiu, and we have so very little hydro characters as it is. There's like Xingqiu, Tartaglia, Barbara, Mona. I think that's it. I think that's all I can think of on the top of my head. There's only 4 of them so far. Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. But then we have like so many pyro characters and so many electro characters and a good amount of cryo characters. And now a good amount of Geo and Anemo too, since like the last few new characters are all Geo, like Goro, Ito, Yunjin, and we've got a lot of new like Anemo characters too, like Kazuha and Sayu and stuff, but not a lot of new Hydro characters. So it was really nice to have a new Hydro character, is what I'm trying to boil down to.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Was it really you that that tea master used to serve? Huh?
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts.
And eating snacks.
So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being 2 Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Oh, so they were both Raiden Shoguns at the same time? And they kind of just filled in each other's schedule wherever they needed?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings.
Look at that shot. So cool. It's like a nice fence angled. You see the big foreground with the Kamisato estate, and the background is like the Narukami shrine with on top of like this mountain with like the beautiful blue sky and the clouds. Dreams, or in other words, ambition, quote unquote, question mark.
They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature, and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, It is something eternal.
Ooh.
That's, quite a lot to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with.
It seems more in line with how humans view the world.
Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity.
Which we've proved wrong, right? And you don't believe in them anymore, please?
But now,
Thank
I
you.
no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Nice. I like
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your excellency's use.
that. Oh, I thank you, Hirano-san.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
Please spank me, for I shall be punished.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Ring! Go to where the tea master is. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, already, like, I feel like they're doing a better job kind of delving in the Raiden Shogun, or at least Ei's, like, mentality and philosophies about life, whereas in the previous Raiden Shogun story, we just kind of, like, went on a date with her. We drank some dango milk, and she's just, like, so surprised about the world that it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And we didn't really get much of a dive into her personality or anything. It just didn't fit her personality, I guess. Seeing as how she kind of sees what's going on in Inazuma, or at least we're led to believe that.
Oh,
Where'd he go? I miss him so. Seems like it's been forever since he's been gone. Please come back home.
he wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Wouldn't put it past him.
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long, as was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
Well, in that case, it means we have a tea set all to ourselves, Raiden Shogun. Maybe we should enjoy some tea together in this fine cherry blossom field.
So we won't get to drink his tea?
Oh,
We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate.
well, why does Lumine look so like, I don't know, like shut up, Paimon kind of thing? Let's make our own tea. Cheer up, Paimon. Let's make our own tea.
Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea.
From what I understand, A can't cook at all, and if you try to cook something with her, it literally like an error pops up saying like, "Oh, this character cannot cook" or something like that. So I don't know if we want to do this.
I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
I don't know, but we'll see. Piping hot tea. The tea and the tea
The
set.
tea is ready. Please give it a try.
Okay.
So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it.
You don't need to, I understand. I don't actually understand, so I don't want to say this. It's just the memories flooding back in, ... Doesn't seem like the right thing to say either. We should just stay silent.
You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may.
Okay, our ears are listening.
The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu, they also took Makoto away from me, for good.
She died in that disaster too?
Come on, Paimon, let her just continue.
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me.
Oh, Makoto was the one who went to Conway, which makes sense because that blind T guy was saying like, "Oh, I thought you went to Conrea or whatever. I had a trip." But he, from what we understand, he thinks we're supposed to believe that he thinks there's only one Raiden Shogun and it's Makoto.
Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead.
Oh, okay. So we can assume that it was Ei who fought against Orobashi then, when her Tengu friend was committed into the not living archives.
But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening...
Makoto had already ...
Yes. It was too late.
Is there like tears in her eyes?
I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath.
Or is that just part of her pupil or her iris? It kind of looks like there's like tears in her eyes a little bit. Okay, maybe not. I don't know.
She had
I'm ruining the
already
moment.
lapsed into unconsciousness by that point. So all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell.
Oh, it's just their iris.
I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions.
I actually don't think I've ever seen any characters in this game with tears in their eyes, so that would be like a new tech if that ever happens.
Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
What?
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura.
Quote, appeared, unquote, question mark?
That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about.
Well, someone went back in time and changed the timeline.
No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness.
But why would everyone else's memory of it change? Oh man, this is like firing up the theorizing in me. It's like, oh, did someone go back in time and plant that seed, and because of that, it kind of became a thing for everyone here without realizing, while A here is she's like a god, so like whatever that happened, it didn't like affect her, or is it like an illusion put together by I don't know some really powerful people, and also like brainwashed a lot of people in the area. But since A was retrieving Makoto's like I don't know whatever her consciousness or whatever, she was unaffected by this illusion, or is there another explanation altogether why this tree all of a sudden appeared to her and yet everyone else says it's there has been there for a very long time?
With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
Or is it as A says, like, bringing the consciousness back was kind of like this tree represents like Makoto's power, and because somehow let's just hand wave the fact that the people here has seen it all the time. We'll just hand wave that and be like, yeah, it's because of Makoto. Because everyone saw Makoto and knew she existed. Now that she doesn't exist anymore, but her power and consciousness still is salvaged by A here, then they kind of associated this giant cleansing tree as Makoto, and that's why they believe it's been there all this time.
This is all really hard to understand. Kind of beyond Paimon's level.
Kind of beyond Traveler's level, too. Simply put, Makoto's power somehow made that tree appear.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land, and for its people. In this respect, I still do not compare to her. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat.
Kinda, sorta, I guess.
And it's time I came to terms with it all.
It seems like you've done a lot of thinking about this already. I know the pain of separation, too.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person...
Have you seen my brother before? Question mark.
Brother? I had heard that you were looking for your family. You mean to say that he was somehow involved in the Kanria disaster?
We believe so, along with this really handsome blonde fellow called Dainsleaf. I guess my brother is also blonde, so differentiating that would be a little bit hard. He also wears like a cool mask, if that helps.
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma, and the fate of those closest to me. So, I am afraid I can't help you.
If you can't help me, then who? Who will be able to? We gotta find Dainsleaf again.
Oh, well, that's a shame. But it can't be helped, I guess. Boy, both of you have experienced great tragedy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Farewell
Very
to the
well.
past.
Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Oh, was that a quest complete there? Yes, it was. I'm gonna end things here. I just realized that it's been over an hour of recording. I guess I'm pretty immersed in the story because of that. I didn't even realize the time. But yeah, it was nice to see that quest complete, and now I can end things. And actually, let's observe the teacup before I do that. A cup of tea has been left for Fuyuyama. How much did he actually perceive, and how much did he let on? Alright, well, I'm going to continue this story in the next one, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and goodbye.